Coming up, COVID cases climb in Pennsylvania, Trump heads to Georgia for the first time since the election, and an earthquake rattles parts of New Jersey. All that and more in tonight's episode of RTN News. Hello and welcome to RTN News. I'm Joel Vasquez. Pennsylvania reports its largest daily increase of new COVID cases with 12,884 on Saturday. Health officials say hospitals are struggling to treat the influx of patients, especially in the intensive care unit. According to Pennsylvania Secretary of Health Dr. Rachel Devine, there are just under 5,000 people hospitalized and more than 1,000 in the ICU. Health officials are strongly encouraging people to stay vigilant, wear a mask, and wash their hands. The Pfizer vaccine will be on its way to the FDA on December 10th, and the Moderna's vaccine the week after. If the vaccines are approved, they will be sent to Pennsylvania, and emergency workers will be the first in line to get the shot. An attempted carjacking turns deadly after a man is shot and killed in Germantown on Saturday afternoon. Authorities say a 59-year-old man was approached by a 20-year-old man inside his car outside a CVS. The younger man tried to rob the victim of his items and car when a security guard fired multiple shots after hearing cries for help. The alleged suspect was shot 3 times and was pronounced dead at the hospital. According to officials, the police were able to recover the weapon, and both the victim and security guard were cooperating. No one has been charged yet, but Philly police say the homicide unit is still investigating the shooting. Things are heating up in the Garden State after Governor Phil Murphy tells Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz he is not welcome back in New Jersey for not following COVID guidelines. The congressman and a group of New York City young Republicans held a gala in Jersey City last Thursday night. Pictures from the event on social media show crowds of people without masks and not social distancing. Gaetz, who was the guest of honor, can be seen in the middle of the crowds. Murphy called the congressman a fool and said, quote, "I don't ever want you back in this state," end quote. Gaetz responded by saying, quote, "You're going to regret this tweet when you move back to Florida like the rest of New Jersey," end quote. Jersey City officials are investigating the event and might take legal action against the organizers. Coming up, things are shaking up in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and a little girl has some big plans. We'll be right back.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
RTN News. A New Jersey couple is being charged with animal cruelty after leaving their dog tied to a fence for days. Authorities say Curtis Swan and Elia Clay moved to Georgia on November 15th and told a neighbor they would return for their husky. Animal control found the dog with a severely infected open wound on his neck 5 days later. The couple is being charged with causing bodily injury to a domesticated animal and could face 5 years in prison if convicted. Authorities took the dog to the Humane Society in Newark for treatment and then moved it to an animal shelter in South Jersey, where he continues to recover. Things are getting a little shaky in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. A 2.1 earthquake shook parts of the Garden State in eastern Pennsylvania last Thursday morning. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the quake centered in the Milford area of Huntington County. The government agency received multiple reports from residents. Many even took to Facebook to talk about their frightening experience, while others felt nothing at all. This is not the first time things have gotten a little shaky in the States. In late August, an earthquake was reported in Allentown, and in September, a small quake rattled some houses in Monmouth County. No major damages or injuries have been reported. A Philadelphia 7-year-old becomes vice president of her second grade class after being inspired by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Aya Ruggiero of KIPP Philadelphia Elementary Academy was one of 4 finalists for president of the entire 2nd grade class. Aya came in second, making her the VP. Aya is Black and Asian American like Harris and was so happy when she saw someone like her be a leader. She says, quote, "I wanted to run for president because they are great leaders for little girls and little boys." Aya's mom hopes that her daughter continues to dream big and work hard. Congratulations, Aya. Coming up, Isabella Casper talks about what's happening on campus. We'll be right back.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill me.
It's been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill me.
I don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Welcome back to RTN News. It's no secret that this semester has been a challenging one. Isabella Casper tells us what Rowan is doing to help some students.
Thank you, Joelle. I'm Isabella Casper, and I will be bringing you Rowan's latest news. The Pass No Grading option is available for fall 2020. Faculty and students are having great success with hybrid and remote learning options this fall. However, it is apparent from survey data shared with us by the Student Government Association and our own observations that there are ongoing challenges for many students. In light of the rising cases of COVID-19 throughout the region and the added stress that may bring in a variety of ways for the balance of the semester, the university is reinstating the Pass No Credit grading option for the fall. The Pass No Credit option will allow students to determine their priorities, make decisions about how they would like to complete their course requirements, and minimize their academic and personal risk factors. Students should always try to earn a letter grade if possible and are urged to consult with instructors and advisors regarding this decision and its implications for future academic and professional plans. Letter grades and/or a minimum GPA may still be required for graduate school and/or professional certification and licensure. I'm sorry, I have to stop. Rowan University and its community partners are producing 50,000 in reusable face masks to fill a need for personal protective equipment due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The face mask was evolved from design for a 3D printed prototype. There has been positive feedback from Rowan Medical School students and affiliated hospitals, as well as users around the world.
Okay.
There has been positive feedback from Rowan Medical School students and affiliated hospitals, as well as users around the world. Rowan will coordinate with regional emergency management agencies to distribute masks to area hospitals and first responders. The university will also distribute the masks to its 2 medical schools, Rowan Medicine Clinical Practices, as well as its research labs and students. Rowan researchers seek to identify sexual violence risk factors at Rowan University. Psychologists and his team are developing an assessment tool to gauge the risk of sexual violence victimization in gay and bisexual men. The project is backed with a $425,000 grant from the National Institutes of Health, besides collecting data and offering new understanding for researchers. The assessment tool could be used as part of prevention programs to help and understand their perception of potentially dangerous dating situation. I'm Isabella Casper, and that's all for Rowan's latest news. Back to you, Joelle.
Thanks, Isabella. Coming up, Renee Waters talks about Trump's trip to Georgia.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to RTN News. Donald Trump is making his way to Georgia. Renee Waters has the story.
Thanks, Joelle. President Trump will head to Georgia for Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. This will be his first appearance on the campaign trail since he lost his presidential election last month. The rally will be hosted by the Republican National Committee. Even though Joe Biden won the state and the votes are certified, Trump believes the election was indefinitely rigged and criticizes Georgia's election officials with unfounded allegations of voters' fraud. Loeffler will face Democrat Raphael Warnock for runoff election January 5th, and Perdue will face Democrat Jon Ossoff. Republicans currently have a 50-48 majority going into the new year. A German woman leaves $7.5 million to her neighbors. Presidents of community in central Germany have unexpectedly inherited property and a stock portfolio worth millions. Following the death of an elderly neighbor, Renate Waddell, who lives in Waldesheim, Hesse, central Germany, whose husband Alfred was successful in the stock exchange. Local residents want the money to be spent for cycling paths, buildings, and kindergartens, while others want facilities for children, public transportation, and outdoor pools. The community of Waldesheim thanks to Waddell couple and says they will make sure to use the money wisely and develop the community for the good. Rockefeller Center this year in New York City will have a different approach for visitors. What normally will be rocking around the Christmas tree, chaotic, and crowds, tourists will now have to wear masks and social distance. The plaza where the tree is located will be closed instead. Visitors will be restricted to the pods on Midtown Manhattan blocks, where you will have to scan a QR code to reserve a spot in the virtual line to review the tree. The 75-foot Norway spruce was broadcasting on TV using pre-recorded performances from Kelly Clarkson and Dolly Parton. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio says this was what we have to do to protect everyone until further notice. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Renee. After the break, we get this week's weather forecast with Jenna.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Now let's go to Jenna Gooch with the weather.
Here is your latest forecast for the week. Tonight is a little chilly outside with temperatures as low as 27 degrees with a high of 36. Tomorrow will be sunny and partly cloudy with temperatures at a high of 46 and a low of 35 degrees. Thursday, the temperature will go up slightly at a high of 51 degrees and a low of 32 degrees. The weekend, we are expecting a lot of rain with a Friday starting out sunny with a high of 50 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. Moving into a rainstorm on Friday night with a 56% chance of rain. Moving to Saturday, it will be a high of 60 and a low of 48 degrees with a 79% chance of rain. To end this week's forecast, Sunday will be 55 degrees with a 35% chance of rain. On Monday, bring out your jacket to stay warm. It will be partly cloudy at 47 degrees. That was your latest forecast for the week. I'm Jenna Gooch. Be well and safe. Have a good night. Back to you, Joel.
That's all for this week's episode of RTN News. Have a safe and fun winter break. We'll see you next semester. I'm Joel Vasquez. Have a good night.